Hey guys, Pyro here. Today I want to talk about Zarya, how to play her, the type of strategy and mentality you should have when playing her. Now Zarya is a tank hero in Overwatch, and she has 400 health. 50% of that is pure health. The other 50% is shield health. So your shield health regenerates. Your normal health kind of does too, but it's not as fast unless you have a healer. Now when talking about Zarya, you have to think about synergy. And you have to understand the concept of the synergy she has within her, with her abilities. With the synergy her abilities have together. When I mean synergy is from her gun to her abilities to her ultimate to her passive ability. They all combined to make Zarya what she is and how good she can become, or how good she can be in the right hands. Now, I think she might be the only tank with a passive ability. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure she's the only tank with passive ability, which changes her. And the other thing that I think makes her different, although there's probably other tanks like this, Blizzard has a difficulty rating for all the heroes, and her difficulty rating that you can see on the top left of every hero's info sheet, and you'll see in the video later on, it's 3 stars. So Blizzard meant her to be difficult, and I think this goes on with the synergy thing that I want to talk about. Now I want to talk about the synergy all her abilities have and how they work together before I kind of tell you what she should be doing as a Zarya, and what type of player style you should have. Now her abilities all work together almost flawlessly, and I want to show the graphic of her abilities and talk about them and kind of show you what I mean about that. So her most important thing is the passive energy. The passive energy, as it says there, it blocks barriers, it blocks damage incoming, and that by doing that increases the particle cannon damage, which is your main weapon. Now that's very important because that basically means the more you shield yourself and the more you shield your teammates continuously, you will have more increased damage on your particle cannon, which already does a good amount of damage. And that includes also the secondary fire option, which is the cluster grenade. Let's touch base a little bit on her main weapon. It's short range. It has it's medium range, but other long range you're not gonna touch anybody with the particle cannon. Her cluster plasma grenade thing doesn't do like a lot of splash damage. I mean, it does a lot of damage if it's really close to the person or it's a direct hit, but don't count on the splash damage to kill anybody like 5 meters away from where it lands. Her 2 abilities are the particle barrier, which protects her, and then the projected barrier, which protects one teammate. Now you have to keep in mind that both of them are they don't last very long. The projected barrier for the friendly hero I think it only lasts about 5 seconds, and your particle barrier lasts about the same thing. So you have to think they're short, and their cooldowns are about 7 to 8 seconds. So you have to keep that in mind when you're playing her. Her ultimate is the Graviton Surge, which you have all probably seen if you're watching this video. It just clumps up all the heroes that are within its range, and it damages them slowly over time while it's turned on, and you can use it to kill off people really fast combined, since they'll all be clustered, and especially if you have teammates around you. Now let's get back to the synergy thing real quick and try to explain it to you more. The synergy of Zarya comes with her passive ability. So if you continuously are putting out her shields to absorb damage, the damage that's coming towards a friendly player that you shield, your particle damage is you can continuously have it up. I think for the most part of this gameplay, my particle damage is always up. And one way you could tell your particle damage is up is in the reticle right here. My reticle is green, by the way. You can see that there's a solid circle in the middle of it where my particle cannon shots are landing, and that is your particle damage is fully up. Like, it's sort of like it's a timer basically. So you can see the more I shield, the more it goes back up. the less I'm shielding, it keeps going down, down, down. It's kind of like a timer. The smaller the reticle is getting. Another visual cue you have for this is the purple energy sphere that's on Zarya's gun. It gets bigger and bigger as you charge more, and that means you're getting more damage. So in essence, the more you can shield people and shield yourself and actually get damage and get blocking damage points, the more your damage goes up, and the longer it stays up. So that means Zarya can put out massive amount of damage at the same time as blocking massive amounts of damage. That is huge in this game, especially because in this game sometimes you can have long killing times, you know. Especially you have like a Lucio who's continuously healing people, and you're continuously just absorbing damage for your teammate. That is huge. But the main problem with this is, and the reason why she's difficult, is that it's very hard to keep an eye out and maintain this, and with a timer. So you have to really careful with this, and when you use it. So now that I explained that, I want to go into her playstyle. A little bit late in the video, but yes, you need to understand the synergy thing. Okay, keeping that in mind, you want to be aggressive with Zarya. You need to be the front person pushing. You need to be the front runner, man. Sort of like Reinhardt is always at the front. You need to be at the front too. You can take a massive amount of damage. Your health and your shields can regenerate relatively quick if you push back. Another thing is too, don't be too aggressive. Don't die off too many times. You know, as a tank, you don't ever want to be doing that. Know when to kind of back off. Let your shields recharge 50%, something like that. Get back in the game. You know, if you have Lucio, it's a little bit different because your health is constantly being regenerated. You have a Mercy. You know, try to get in her range. But always be aggressive. And the next thing I want to point out is you always gotta be on point with your shields. If you're at the forefront, you should be able to see which other of your fellow heroes is pushing, being aggressive. Give him the shield, let him last, let him kill off, and get the bonus, get the damage bonus from shielding them. For your personal shield that surrounds you, save it for when you get kind of clustered or rushed by 2 people, 3 people. I mean, you can win most of the firefights 1v1 with Zarya. But a 2 and a 3, you know, like, save it for then, or use it on then. Like I said, try to use it as much as you can to absorb damage. But I would recommend it using it when you're getting pushed by one person. You know, it's not really worth it, especially if 3 people come around the corner right after them and you don't have your shields ready. So try to do that always. But I will say for the friendly shields, keep pulling them out. Keep putting them out always. As soon as that timer goes, that cooldown goes up, put it out again. But yes, be aggressive with her. Just keep shielding and try to keep your particle damage up. Now, talking about this, let's talk about her ultimate. Her ultimate is really valuable. It can change a game immediately. It can change the momentum of the game immediately by clustering up enemies, and then if your team is around you, you can wipe them. So I'd be really careful when you use it, and when you the timing of the usage. You don't want to use it on one person. You don't want to use it. You want to use it on a cluster of enemies, and with teammates around, so you can just wipe them really quick. You also want to use it when your particle damage is completely up. That way you can even kill more people and kill them off quick. So in general, those are my strategies. And for Zarya, as a recap, be aggressive. Put out friendly shields as much as you can. Keep your particle damage up. Remember the synergy that she has with all her abilities and how they all combine and how the particle damage increases over time. I hope you guys learned something from this. Leave me comment suggestions and feedbacks, and take care.